You asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Coming to you live from Holy Mother of Pearl. It's a sneak peek at Season 9, and oh my god, we have new content. Also, I love the movie Pearl. X was alright. I wasn't as much a fan of Maxine, but never mind Ty West movies. This is Interdimensional IRSS, the unofficial Rick and Morty podcast.
Oh, that was a close one. I thought I was going to lose you on that cold open there, Brandon.
Yeah, you thought you were, but you're like, man, I really should start a podcast about Ty West movies, is what you thought, because you are such a huge fan of Ty West.
It's not so much about being a Ty West fan. It's about being a fan of starting podcasts. I love it so much. Maintaining,
even if it's like
sticking
if it's
with
a single
them,
episode of a podcast, you're like, I'll do it. I'll do a single
We've
episode.
We've done
of a
several
podcast.
single episode runs, and I think I made 2 for my other side project that I still think about all the time, and I maintain the socials for, but I don't I just don't make content. Hey everybody, my name is Travis. Welcome to Interdimensional IRSS. I already said your name. He's Brandon. He's the one you're here to see. No,
not true.
Not true. Leave a comment. Let us know which host is your favorite. We'll get this started off with a bang. Yes, welcome to Interdimensional RSS, the first episode of 2026. Wouldn't you know it, there is content to discuss. And so like the groundhog emerging on Groundhog Day to look around and see, is there 6 more months of the Rick and Morty off season? Or will it be an early spring? Well, I don't know if this animatic on social media counts as an early spring, but we're going to talk about it either way. Welcome to the show.
I think that's a very good point. What if let's co-opt Groundhog Day and say, if the groundhog sees its own shadow, we're going to get a sneak preview of a Rick and Morty season. Now that it's every year, right? Like, almost guaranteed now. Almost guaranteed.
It's the most consistent the show has been ever in its history, I feel.
Which means that we can be consistent with how little we podcast about it in the off season.
That is pretty consistent. I mean, there's stuff we could talk about, but we just don't. Occasionally we will share something on social media, so if you want to keep up with us there during the off season, you certainly can. We might still be slumming it on X at Rick and Morty Pod. We have a Facebook, facebook.com/Rick and Morty Podcast. Instagram, Rick and Morty Podcast. There's the spot to follow us for sure. You can always send us emails, electronic mail, Rick and Morty Podcast at gmail.com. Blue Sky, you still logging into Blue Sky, Brandon?
Ooh, yep.
Doing that for the first time. He's gonna remember his password. Rick and Morty pod.bsky.social. You can tell we're super active over there. Still,
here's the problem. Here's what happened. For those who don't listen to our other podcast, Apathetic Enthusiasm, what you might not have known, or maybe I talked about this at one point in time. I went to Hawaii on vacation. And I was like, oh, there's my phone. iPhones they're water resistant, right? So I'm like, I can go buy the water. And then it got wet. My old phone got wet. And then sure enough, turns out salt water is not good for electronics. So
not the best.
My phone busted. I got a new phone. And it's taken me this long to like start pulling all those apps back in. So I just downloaded Blue Sky. I'll log in right now if you send us comments.
Did you not like restore your phone from a backup, like an iCloud save or something? When you got your new phone?
What's that?
Oh my gosh, that is a topic. That is a topic for our other podcast, Apathetic Enthusiasm. If you listen to us regularly and you enjoy the silly banter between me and Brandon, there is another podcast that you can catch us on in the off season. It's called Apathetic Enthusiasm. It is the flagship podcast for everything we do, and it's mostly us, BSing and talking for an hour. But we are pretty relatively consistent with that podcast in the off season. So did you log in? Do you remember the password?
Yeah.
Brandon?
Yeah, we have a handful of notifications. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk about those in listener suggestions and short outs.
Yeah. All right.
Hey.
Other places you can find us over on the interweb. The official Rick and Morty subreddit, rickandmorty.reddit.com. You can also go to our subreddit, rickandmortypodcast.reddit.com. We have a website, rickandmortypod.com. Don't recommend it. You can also support this and all of our podcasting endeavors over at patreon.com/apathetic enthusiasm. A huge thank you to all of the patrons that continue to support us over there. And then finally, if you want video versions of the podcast, if you are not an audio-only listener, you want to see, I don't know, what we look like, or occasionally we show like a screenshot of something, go to youtube.com/apathetic enthusiasm, where you can get video versions of all of our podcasts. So, all right, that's
it.
That was the housekeeping. It's out of the way.
You haven't done that in a long time.
It's been a minute.
I got to tell you.
But you know what? I can still read our show notes. So I got it's like
I haven't forgotten to read since the last episode.
Occasionally, sometimes I forget, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the important content, how have you been? Just a two sentence status report.
I've been all right. Trying to keep busy with the other interests in my life when Rick and Morty is on hiatus. Yeah. What about you?
Was that a very, very long sentence, or was that?
Yeah, that was.
Was there a period in there?
It was a very short sentence. Yeah, I'm all right, and then a very long sentence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do a very short sentence as well. I went to the punk rock museum, and that was cool.
Yeah, you did.
And that's it.
And you can find out more about it on Apathetic Enthusiasm. This whole episode is just us pitching you to go listen to AE. That's not true. What this is a quick check-in on some things that you may have missed if you haven't been paying quite as close attention to Rick and Morty as we have. And it all starts in a segment that we like to call semi-pertinent news.
Do 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 do. It's semi-pertinent news.
Man, you haven't done that in a while.
No, I haven't, but I have been doing a lot of songwriting in my off time.
All right,
that's all.
You already
Not
had
that
your
song. That
two
was
sentences. You had your two sentences. All right.
The Punk Rock Museum is great. Really check it out. It's in Las Vegas.
I went to the Museum of Broadway, Brandon. That's how different we are. That's Jellicle Scan. Anyway, all right. So, what is happening with Rick and Morty? Very recently, if you follow any of the cast or some of the creators of Rick and Morty, you may have seen that they recently took part in the SCAD TV Fest. SCAD is the Savannah College of Art and Design. They do an annual TV and streaming festival, and they had a big event where they brought out all the heavy hitters from Rick and Morty. You had Dan Harmon. You had
Scott Martyr.
Jacob Hare, Harry Belden, Ian Cardoni, Sarah Chalk, Spencer Grammer. No Parnell, I guess.
Travis
cool.
Menard, Brandon Cruz. We were there.
Were we there?
We weren't. You couldn't see us in the pictures or any guest log.
In spirit, we were there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely didn't just read all about it 30 minutes before we started recording.
Right. Yeah. I saw that they had done this on all their social media, and I'm so mad that I missed it because I was at work, and then I'm driving home, and I'm not driving actively because I would never do that. But I see that they did the SCAD. I'm like, oh shit! I really wish I had paid closer attention.
It would have been really cool to see. I haven't found any recordings of it or anything, which there may not be. Like often a lot of these events, you know, it's just for the people that attend the events. But yeah, I mean, they did a Q&A, which is awesome, kind of to get some thoughts and especially for an event, for a convention, a festival that really focuses on the art of TV production and TV and streaming now, really, because they kind of go hand in hand. But to kind of get that insight, I mean, it's rare to see the lineup include like Dan Harmon as well, right? So to get kind of the behind the scenes, you know, thoughts from him as well, obviously with Martyr as well and Hair, but we're just gonna use last names for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they did a screening of the Vat of Acid episode, classic episode, and then after the Q&A, they did a sneak peek of a cold open from season 9, which then we all got access to thanks to the interwebs. So
yes, sir.
But yeah, very
yes,
cool
sir.
that they went and did this.
Yeah. So I was going to say this for listener suggestions and short outs, but you mentioned the Vat of Acid episode. That's a really good segue to let you all know. So there's this movie from 1959 called House on Haunted Hill. It stars Vincent Price. They made a remake in 1999 of House on Haunted Hill. But I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the original House on Haunted Hill with Vincent Price. And I love this movie. It is on public domain, so you can actually check it out wherever you want. But on periodically, like once a month, there is a Joe Bob Briggs horror movie host special, and he shows 2 movies. Last week's theme was haunted houses, and thus House on Haunted Hill. There is a scene in the movie where in the basement there is a vat of acid, and they call it a vat of acid. But they don't know it's acid right away. So in order to test the vat of acid, one of the characters takes a rat that was in a trap and throws it into the vat of acid, and then sure enough, everything dissolves except the bones, and the rat
float
bones,
up.
The bones float up. And so I'm like, I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, I completely forgot about that when we were watching the episode originally. And so I hit up Jacob Hare because I know he's a horror fan as well, and I just sent a message like, I don't know if these things are tied together at all, but I just thought that was really funny. And he responded saying like during the writers' room they were talking about like in the 80s there was all of these different vats of acid like constantly, but it would be impossible not to somehow tie the 1959 House on Haunted Hill to the Vat of Acid episode, because that was probably like one of the first times a vat of acid was ever shown on screen. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out. Like that was a fun little conversation. But
there you have confirmed here, a interdimensional RSS exclusive. It probably is loosely related to that and every other vat of acid in cinema history.
The rat bones are what got me when I was watching the movie.
I want to do, I hadn't actually planned this until we started recording, but one additional thing, kind of checking in with something that we talked about in the past and on a previous episode, the Oni Press Kickstarter for the Rick and Morty 100th comic anniversary, and then they produced the unprintable #1 Rick and Morty. They finally started sending these suckers out.
I haven't gotten mine yet.
You didn't get yours yet?
Nope.
I did not know that. Okay, well, I got mine. Now, I don't know, what level did you back the project? Did you just buy the comic, or did you buy other stuff too?
I don't.
Did you buy the whole giant
recall.
box? Did you buy the giant box set?
You know how much money I spend on so many things.
Much disposable
I
income.
forget what I spend money on a lot of times. Like I still have collectibles from Comic-Con that I'm like, oh oh shit, that's where that was.
That's
I
right.
forgot I bought
That's
that.
right. I bought those trading cards so I could resell them for a profit. Maybe I should actually list them somewhere. All right. So the unprintable comic came in the mail, at least into my inbox. Brandon's is still pending. But I wanted to show this off. This is a way to entice you audio listeners to check out the video version of the podcast. It is a foil cover of the comic, so it's very shiny, very shiny.
I can see myself
Front and back, very shiny.
I can
But
see
yeah,
your
this
ring
is
light.
yeah, yep, there it is. That's how I stay so washed out on the podcast. But yeah, so this is a single run, unprintable. They're not gonna make these anymore. Rick and Morty comic right there.
Oh.
That I got mine. Brandon, I'll sell it to you. Because I know how much you like to buy collectibles.
I'll resell it.
But super cool that they did this. Hopefully the other products that other backers like Brandon supported will be delivered soon. But yeah, very excited to get that in the mail. It's so shiny.
So
and I'll
shiny.
put it back in the protective sleeve with the board and never open it again.
Okay. Deal.
Right.
Deal.
Any other semi-perts, Brandon, before we move on?
No, I think that's it, man. I think that's it. I think I'm ready to go into a commercial break, which is something we don't normally do.
We're gonna do that. All right. Well, after this break,
yeah,
we will come back and discuss not a full episode, but not even a finished cold open, an animatic that was available to view online of a cold open from season 9. When we come back, stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back. I literally didn't even have time to figure out where the break button was on my. That's how out of practice I am. Video people just see me staring at my desk, like what just happened. Hope you had a wonderful ad. Thank you for sticking around. It is now time for the reason you downloaded this episode. More delightful banter with me and Brandon in a segment we call the main thing.
The main thing.
Was that your Bad Bunny halftime impression?
No, because I didn't have enough crotch thrusting, and
well, we've talked about that, Brandon, and you need to amp it up for the podcast.
I know. Well, it's because I spent too much time rewatching the Turning Point USA halftime show.
No, you didn't. Don't.
As like everyone's like, nope, turning this shit off.
Well, unsubscribed. Done. Anyway, this is a political podcast, but you didn't watch that crap. All right, so this welcome to the main thing for season 9 episode question mark. We can assume that maybe this is from the first episode, but who knows? It could be any episode from season 9. Yeah, Brandon, you this podcast is nothing if not prompt and really reactive to hard-hitting news in the Rick and Morty space, which is why we're recording this almost a full week after this was released online. You sent this to me. Was I on the trip? I think I was on like my family trip. So I saw it. I saw you sent it to me. I was like, "Oh, wow, that's awesome." And then didn't even watch the full thing before I was like, gotta go run through the mean streets of New York City or something. So then when I finally got home, I watched the whole thing numerous times. I was like, this is a really good cold open. Like I really enjoyed it. What were your thoughts when you first watched it?
When I first saw the clip show up, I said, "Oh, okay, great! Like here we go, we have content again." And then I watched like the first 20 seconds, but I was at work.
At least you weren't driving.
Well, I mean, I'm a delivery person.
Oh, yeah.
For a a major delivery corporation that will remain nameless, rename, remain nameless. No, I'm not a delivery person, but no, I was at work and I saw it. I was like, oh shoot! It was like in those one of those moments where you're in between like context switching, and you're not ready to like start something new, so you look down at your phone, and then like, oh, look at that! Oh crap! And then somebody walked in my office, and I was like, well, can't watch that right now.
Yep.
So
Can't.
I
Not a. Can't do both
they're
things
like,
at once. Oh darn.
What are you watching? We know you're a Rick and Morty podcaster because you tell us all the time, but we have real work. Okay. So I I really enjoyed the animatic. The I didn't know where it was going. What I liked about the animatic, just as a side production standpoint, is they're displaying the script as the animatic is going on. So they're doing the voices. The script is there with all the script notes for like the setting and you know script supervisor
all
type
the
of
like the
stuff.
screen direction and things like that. Which is interesting because I want to clarify. Like you sent it to me from Instagram. The Instagram reel, when it was shared on Instagram, it's like a vertical video because most reels are vertical. So they had that scrolling script filling up a portion of the screen with the animatic on top. If you are like a hardcore YouTuber and you watched this when Adult Swim shared it on YouTube, it's just the horizontal animatic without the scrolling script. So it's a little bit different, but I really liked that added element on Instagram of being able to see the script and see how the writing kind of translates into the voice acting and the animation, especially even just the rough animation for this animatic.
You know, as a millennial, Travis, I find myself always turning the subtitles on.
That's
so
right.
I really enjoyed having the scripts right there. But no, I thought that
Speaking of being
cool.
a millennial,
I think that's cool.
real quick,
Yeah.
not to go back to the halftime show, but I did see a video today where a guy was like, I don't want to be the one to have to tell you this, but if you recognized that Ricky Martin was Ricky Martin in the halftime show, you're officially old now. And I was the only person in my house that was like, "Hey, that's Ricky Martin!" Like pointing at the screen.
Yeah, I turned to Chelsea and I said, "Is that Ricky Martin?" She's like, "Yeah, it's Ricky Martin." And then, but then Lady Gaga showed up, and then I was like, "Is that Lady Gaga?" And at first I was like, somewhat of a joke, but then I was like, "Wait, no, is it Lady Gaga?" And Chelsea's like, "Yeah, it's Lady Gaga." And I was like, "I don't know if that's Lady Gaga." And then she turned, and then I saw her profile. I was like, "That's Lady Gaga."
It's Lady Gaga. Yeah. Performing "Die with a Smile," a Latin version. All right.
And Pedro
anyway.
Pascal was out there. You saw it. You saw Pedro Pascal.
Hey, welcome to Interdimensional RSS, the Super Bowl halftime
Super Bowl
podcast. Anyway, back to this animatic. I don't know, anything else that stood out to you when you were watching it?
Did you see Kid Rock? I mean, his performance was.
Okay. I genuinely did not. I didn't see a single minute of it.
I did think it was interesting that they reference Principal Vagina as PV in the script consistently.
The shorthand
which makes sense. You don't
little behind.
You don't
want to
keep You don't want to keep typing Principal Vagina over and over and over again. The kids getting into high concept trouble. I don't know if that we've seen since maybe like Morty Anatomy Park with getting in trouble at school for any kind of, that's like homework. I don't know if we like seen the effect of them ditching school all the time and and just sci-fi rigmarole. So I was happy to see that kind of dynamic at play again, because I don't think we've seen a lot of that in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that, and I think there's an ebb and flow to where, Summer kind of has access to a lot of sci-fi things and off-world experiences that maybe Beth and Jerry don't always consent to or appreciate. And then obviously Morty is like Rick's sidekick. So, but the fact that like they have this sense of entitlement now, and they're, disrespectful to parents and authority figures because they have access to, ninja logs and mute buttons. It sets up what I feel like will be a very interesting and funny episode. This idea that there's a sleepaway camp for, bratty kids that are too exposed to, sci-fi hijinks or something. And almost like this has been done in other episodes, but like the off-world amusement parks, like where Rick takes Jerry to what's the place where you can't die, the Whirly Durly experiment, that episode.
Yeah.
And then
Whirly
even
Durly
like
conspiracy.
Whirly Durly conspiracy, and then the marriage counseling that Beth and Jerry go to for alien species.
The Jerry Baree.
Another good example. So I'm very, very interested to see where this episode goes past the cold open. But there's so many great moments just in like the less than 2 minutes of content that we got here. Obviously, it is Principal Vagina's office. The way Morty is like, what? Why are you? You're not a leaner. You don't have that in you. like him trying to be like the cool hip principal, like that's gonna it's gonna set things straight. There's a callback within the cold open where Rick appears through a portal. He's in a farming outfit for an unknown reason. Hopefully that's a bee.
He's got a gardening hoe.
Yeah. And he comes through the portal and he's like, you can't just keep summoning me like some kind of genie. And then very shortly afterwards, he uses that gardening hoe to turn Principal Vagina into a giant humanoid carrot. and Jerry's response is, turning people into carrots aren't going to help you beat those genie allegations.
Genie allegations. What a wonderful. In Donnie Darko, they say the line is cellar door is one of the most beautiful lines in the English language. Genie allegations has to top that. It has to top it.
It's got to be there.
It's a beautiful line.
Instant classic. I don't know. One other thing that really stood out to me is when Summer hits the like boomer mute button that makes all the adults silent. I need to go back and look and see if this is written into the script as like a stage direction or if this is just something the animators did. But all of the adults in the room can't talk, and Beth is getting like super angry and she's turning red. And then if you look at Jerry, he starts smiling and then starts doing miming like he's in an invisible box. And it's classic Jerry. It's just like the two differences between Beth and Jerry, where she is just so angry that she can't speak, and Jerry's just like, all right, well,
he's enjoying
this. I could be a mime. Yeah. Really great stuff. It's very good.
I liked when Rick went to grab him and then Morty disappeared and then just the log was in place. Like, he ninja logged me. So I didn't realize this was a trope, a trope about ninjas. The first time I ever saw or paid attention to that trope was in Castle Crashers, the video game. There's a bunch of ninjas and they turn into logs. And they're the most frustrating enemies to fight against. So I laughed out loud because I'm like, ninja logged him. Then that forced me to like look up the reference. So that was fun. Oh, and then Rick holding his arm out, getting Morty, and the dialogue's going on. Beth, they're all talking, and you just hear and Morty breaks through the ceiling.
The faint Morty scream that slowly gets louder as he gets closer. like Mjolnir and being summoned by
Mhm.
Thor, right? It's great. Like, I don't know, it's jam packed. If this is indicative of what is in store for the new season, I am extremely excited because just the few like seconds that we got a glimpse into the season, this looks really great. So kudos to everybody that worked on it. If you haven't seen it and you lack access to a computer, I'm sorry, but you can pretty much find it anywhere. It's on YouTube. It's on
County Library.
Instagram.
You can go to.
Yeah, I think there's a billboard on 28th Street that might be showing it on a loop.
That's right.
But yeah, just go check it out. It's on all the official Adult Swim channels and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say about this or lingering thoughts?
What I'll say is we still don't have we don't have a release date yet. But we're looking at like late summer, probably fall.
Yeah,
and
summer, fall. Fall has kind of been the sweet spot. I think. Yeah.
So we're not going to talk to you again after today's episode for some time until Comic-Con if we get invited again.
No.
Or WonderCon. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited to see what comes out of season 9. I know the folks we've talked to say like season 9 is so great, it's so wonderful. If this animatic is anything to expect from the season, I think it's going to be a really good season. Season 8 was fantastic, and if it's going this direction, I might just explode with happiness and exuberance.
Wow.
What does that look like? I don't know. I did watch Underwater last night, the 2022 film starring Kristen Stewart, and at some point in time they're underwater, and then like his head, his mask cracks, and then he implodes and he explodes. It probably looks a lot.
It'll probably
like
look
that.
like that. I would think it's very similar. Yeah. All right, that went in a weird direction. I felt there was one other thing I felt like I was gonna say about the. Oh no, that was a complete aside that I was thinking of. So yeah,
Kristen
if you haven't finished Haha You Clowns,
oh yeah,
highly recommend checking that show out. I just love it. I'm glad it got picked up for more seasons, and yeah, I almost think we should do just a random one-off Haha You Clown special or something. I don't know. We'll find a week where we have time.
I wouldn't mind that because that show is just so good in a different way than Rick and Morty is.
100%.
It's just so wholesome, and trying to explain it to your kids of like this show is good. And like, why is it good? They're just saying things that everybody says. Like, yeah, that's kind of it.
But it's also not afraid. It's also not afraid to get real weird at times. And I don't know.
Improv
it's just,
episode.
Yeah. Oh, instant classic. Anyway, yeah. So go check out Haha You Clowns if you're looking for something to watch while we wait for new episodes of Rick and Morty. Before we get out of here, do you have any listener suggestions or short outs that we could highlight, Brandon?
I sure do. I've been, for the last couple of months, I've been really on the Blue Sky kick, and so we got a
locked in. Just can't stop checking it.
3 months ago, from Nikki Chuck, more than semi-pert. I guess Rick was smart to keep his powder dry. Climate change this past season, we definitely know how the Ellisons vote. And it says Warner Brothers Discovery puts itself up for sale, citing interest from multiple suitors. CNN Business. Yeah, good job, Warner Brothers. You really know what to do with all of your IPs. See Acme, Coyote versus Acme, or Wiley versus Acme.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for that. Edie Arts Tattoo .B Sky. Rick and Morty Pod. I don't know how to say this because it's in a different language, but they shot some images of some art, and well, it's video. It's video. Well,
There you
I
go.
mean, what is video if not a bunch of images put together?
Yeah,
Um,
that's essentially how
and
it
then
works.
and then finally, quick 6669. Have you seen the very Rickmas Yule log that's live on the Adult Swim YouTube channel? It's showing interdimensional TV from 2 months ago. As like I said, we've been up on
Just can't
the
stop watching.
finger of the pulse.
Yeah.
Here's what else. Here's what last thing I'll say about
think I
Blue
missed
Sky.
that. Did you know that was a thing? The Rick
No,
and
I
Morty
didn't.
Yule log?
I didn't. No, I always watch like Twilight Zone around that episode. Also, I was doing my home media stuff, and I was trying to put all my Tales from the Crypt on on my home server. So, the last thing I'll say about Blue Sky, Travis, is, it looks like we've been active on Blue Sky for a long time, because I forgot that I had automated anytime Rick and Morty is mentioned from the official Rick and Morty, it like reposts that automatically. So it looks like we're doing our thing.
Hashtag automations. Yeah, staying engaged. Well, it's we're defrosting. Winter is almost over. Spring is around the corner. And that usually means more news, more updates, potentially news about a release date or other things should come by this summer. So we have not gone away. We're still here. Thank you to all of the faithful fans that continue to download this, to listen. We are glad you're here. And yeah, if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. Please rate, review, like, subscribe, do all the things on whatever platform is appropriate. But yeah, we will be back, in a few months or a week. Who knows? Who knows when news will drop? Until then, we do have our other podcast, Apathetic Enthusiasm. You can find that on the same YouTube channel, or wherever podcasts are, distributed. Where do you find your podcast?
Yeah.
Under a rock. But
in
wandering a park, flipping over rocks, looking for podcasts.
In a gift shop, or a thrift shop, on like a burned DVD.
I should just start recording random podcasts to DVD and then donating them to Goodwill.
Yeah. Because it's like a modern day message in a bottle.
Yeah,
it's a modern day message in a bottle, right? Like,
right.
You used to be like, oh, I'm trapped on this island, I need to get this message out, put it in a bottle, throw it in the ocean. But now we're just like, nah, let's just record our podcast and put it on a DVD and put it at Goodwill. Someone will get our message. Someone.
Physical media is still important. All right.
Help us. Help us. All right.
Okay, that's it. That's it for this episode. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, I'm Travis.
And I'm Brandon. See you guys later.
Bye.